Hi Capricorn, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Remember, they're general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. Always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week, before we get into that, I just want to say, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button for your actions and options. For your key to the week this week. Complete mind blank. You have the Hanged Man, right? So your message, your request from the tarot this week is to sit still. All right. Remember, the Hanged Man is a card of stasis, waiting, patience and stillness. It's a very spiritual energy, and so you're being encouraged this week to kind of just really sit still and take your time to consider your next moves, right? This isn't a time for brash, loud sort of explosive energy or anything like that. It really is a time to take stock of life and all of these different areas of your life in general. This is a time to kind of really see where things are going to take you. For your actions and options, you've got the Five of Pentacles. So Five of Pentacles with the Hanged Man. This week, you are acknowledging the losses, right? Whatever they are. And there can be a certain type of power that comes from this, right? And hear me out on this. I know a lot of you are like, well, what power is there in loss? There is a lot of power in loss. And there is because it strengthens us, right? It reminds us that nothing, as permanent as it all seems, nothing is permanent. Nothing lasts forever. And that is a good thing to know. It's a good thing to understand at the core of who you are. When you acknowledge your loss and you can really say, okay, you know what, this has come to its natural conclusion or end. It gives you a profound ability to say, okay, you know what, let me sit with this. Let me feel it. Let me feel it completely and totally in all that I am so that I can now move forward. This is a powerful moment, to be fair. And I think in a lot of ways it will help you. It will help you take stock of what is really important to you at this moment in time, right? And I think it will help you remove or release whatever is superfluous. For those of when it comes to the options that are available to you, the options are to ask for help, all right? There is help and support available to you. All you have to do is ask for it. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Justice card. So it looks like there are a lot of paperwork situations going on, right? There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of paperwork, a lot of documents to work with, over and through. This with the Five of Pentacles, it may be that you are processing some form of a loss in a very practical way. So this could be, you know, like the forms that you have to fill out when you leave a job. There are some jobs like that, right? A lot of jobs you just leave it is what it is, but some of them, you know, you have to sign forms and, you know, have to give back your keys, all of that kind of thing. So this Justice card, well, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, there is a possibility here that with the Five of Pentacles, there is a possibility that something that you have been studying maybe now goes through a shift, or maybe the institution that you're at goes through a shift or a change, and you know there might be a decision to be made as to whether you're going to continue, or it could just as easily be that a teacher or a lecturer that you had really resonated with or really enjoyed sort of working under, you know, has handed in their notice and says, look, I just want to let you know I'll be leaving, right? That can affect us in so many ways. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, you are juggling a lot at the minute. Right, it looks like you are juggling a lot, and the message here this week, the job, the boss, they might try to put something extra on you, and the message from the tarot is to refuse. This is where you kind of, it's not about sort of giving in or accepting defeat. This is about putting down the tools and saying, I'm going to take this moment to breathe. I'm going to take this moment to process. I'm going to take this moment to really understand, and more importantly, plot my next moves from here. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, your sorry, the wrong thing. For those of you, that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this, there's the Capricorn. This might be where you have to really acknowledge that some part of your business or your work is just not working. This might be a moment at which you kind of say, okay, this model, this way of doing things that I've been doing up until, now or for however long, it's going to need to shift. I'm going to need to change this in some regard. And this is really, I think, more than anything else, a moment of soul self-honesty, where you kind of say, okay, you know what, it's not that it's over, it's not that it's down for the count, it's just there are adaptations that will need to be made, and you need to be committed to making them. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, again, paperwork, documentation, because you've got the Hanged Man here, you are being encouraged maybe not to do any of this stuff this week, just to kind of hang back, let everything tick over, and wait till you're in a bit more of a sound space, having gone through this process of acceptance. When it comes to your love and relations, you've got the Page of Pentacles. I actually really like that, because there's a possibility here that, so for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, there's a possibility that you can get on the same page in an area that maybe you haven't been for a long time. There's also another way that this potentially shows up for you, is you get a really solid understanding of sort of where the relationship is at. This is like the Mr. and Mrs. Smith sort of relationship check-in. I don't know if you've ever seen that film. They go and they say, like, everything's fine, but we just want to kind of test the health of the relationship, or pop the hood, as they say, right? This could be one of those. If you're single, it's really interesting, because whoever meets you at this time, maybe they don't meet you at your best, but they do see you at the core of who you are. So at the moment where, when you're stripped back from everything, or of everything, everything's just kind of laid out in the open, and you're like, you know what? You're meeting me at a time where my hair isn't constantly done, or where I'm not wearing my suit for work, or do you know what I mean? It's like when people meet you, they're like, okay, so this is you stripped back, and as you build yourself back up, you're going to see, they will see you at your best as well. So there's a really interesting juxtaposition. For your money and materials, you've got the Queen of Cups. So Queen of Cups is usually a water sign woman, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Because you've got the Hanged Man here, she's likely to be a Pisces. So a Pisces woman may be able to help or assist you in some way, shape or form when it comes to your finances. This may also be a time where you find some sort of forgiveness on a financial level. I don't know why that's coming through, but it is really, it's a very prominent message. The other thing is, this week you're going to finally start to understand how you can grow your finances or your resources. And it's like you get an intuitive sort of nudge to say this is the right direction. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this, especially with the Hanged Man, this is the vital waters of the body. Are you hydrated? Are you looking after yourself? Are you getting enough water? Are you looking after yourself in terms of your gut health? There's a lot of stuff coming through on that as well. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, this I actually think is about you creating the strongest sense of home that you've been able to experience up until or recently. This is kind of like, let me make sure that the home is strong, secure and fortified before I move forward. And I think actually in a lot of ways that might have a lot to do with whatever it is that you're ready to process now. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Look after yourselves. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.